Yes, Mandor. You know what time it is, don't you?
It is drive.
What time is it?
Drive-by jive.
The drive-by jive.
Drive-by jiving. All right, Mr. Driver, let's jive somebody.
I believe it's time for the Matador.
Let's jive. You jiving, man.
Why don't I drive and you jive?
Well, I can jive a little bit. No hands on the wheel.
Jiving.
Hey, Jive. What about a wheel tax?
Now, what did you say this is? What part of the show this is?
This is the jiving time.
It's the driving time show.
Jive.
The jibe.
Jive. J-I-V-E.
J-I-V-E, jive.
Jive. Shooting that jive.
What do we call it, though? We jive, and we're live.
We're live jive.
And then people are driving.
At 5.
Right.
You jiving, man.
Now, what's the name of the show?
Jiving at 5.
You know,
Jiving at 5.
Live Drive Jive at 5. Say it.
Live by jive at 5. That's what I'm talking about, jiving.
Oh, man, you jiving me.
You is jiving.
I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was the Live Drive Jive at 5, but I don't know.
We're going to change to jiving at 5.
I was looking in the banner, and now we're getting so many. Used to, we had our picture in the paper all the time, Matador. Do you ever see that in the banner where it has, check out Matador and Fro, Live Drive Jive at 5 every day, 5 to 6 during the Fro Daddy show, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a little picture of us doing stuff. Now, all the other people that have the shows, they've all called and want their own, you know, one of those days needs to have their name in there. So now we don't even have one anymore because everybody's taking over. Now it's like, today's was Whoop on Wheels on Tuesday. It's Big G and Fast Eddie.
Cool.
And then on Fridays, it's always Saturday morning with Ron and Dave Moore. And I'm like, man, whatever happened to the Matador and Fro Daddy?
Jived our way right out of
We
it.
jived our ass out. We done drove
We
it.
got jived out of that.
We jived out.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a question, Matador.
All right.
Speaking of Chicken Head, brought us those, what were those almonds? Chocolate-covered almonds or something?
Chocolate-covered almonds.
And then those things with just
Peanut
butter in them. I like that too, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I like to put them together. But that's what, M&M Mars out there?
Yeah.
Mars or whatever? Well, what I don't understand is I was looking in, I saw a news story the other day that says Mars breaks ground on new facility in Tennessee. Now, normally that would strike me as being kind of weird because normally the people that live on Earth, we would break ground on a new facility on Mars. And then here, Mars is breaking ground on a new facility in Tennessee, and nobody's even, it's just a little blurb in a newspaper.
So
Nobody made a big
Mars
deal about it.
It's
So
breaking ground.
some Martians are coming to
Maybe
Nashville.
that's why all the people eating each other like that or something.
Maybe that's what it
they
is.
coming from Mars.
And it's they're making a $87 million renovation over in Williamson County, which is, I think, Franklin area, right out of Nashville. It's going to be in Thompson's Station, I guess, is the little area. And it's going to be a 4-building big old campus. Now, get this. When I started reading it further, I realized that Mars is not people from Mars that are going to build something. It's the company is named Mars. You know, like M&M Mars.
Mm.
But this is Mars. Now, get this. What do you think they're going to make there?
I'm sure they'd be making candies.
Well, maybe if it's candies for dogs.
Oh, you're kidding me. So they're going to open up a new product.
No.
Come out with a new product.
It's called the pet food company Mars Pet Care is breaking ground on the $87 million Regional Innovation Center in Williamson County. Now, it says here, the groundbreaking ceremony on Tuesday in Thompson Station will mark the beginning of the construction of the 4-building campus where Mars and the Nutro Company will create new pet food for their North American market. Mars, now get this, Mars makes Pedigree Whiskas, Caesar, Temptations, Nutro, and Greenies.
Okay, that's
And their headquarters is over there in Williamson County.
So this is not the same Mars that we have here that makes
Well,
the
I
candy.
don't know. That's
Is it
what I'm
an
wondering. The
M&M?
other day I ate something, and it tasted like a damn Pedigree bowl of that food
Oh,
that
it
my
might
pets
have a
eat.
little something there.
Now, I could have spilled some of my pet food in there in my snack box because that's what they eat is Pedigree, and that's made by Mars, so, you know. Anyway, I was mixing it like kibbles and bits over here with your M&Ms, and I was thinking, something's just not tasting right. That's why I was coughing a minute ago. And
Now,
now-
inquired minds want to know their opinion why these people are doing what they're doing.
let's see if we can get M&M Mars here in Cleveland on the phone.
One time,
And I
that
want
was
you to ask them
dogs.
about
jumping
Do they ever
cliffs.
mix the pedigree dog food in with their chocolate-covered candies?
I didn't know why they were doing that.
Mm-mm.
Now people is carnivoring, eating each other.
Right. I think it's because these people are from Mars.
Interesting.
Or are they Martians? How come if you're from Mars, you're a Martian, but if you're from Earth, you're just people? You're not a... I guess they do call them Earthlings. I've heard of that. And I've heard of Earthlink, which is who bought Mindspring, my old email address. And I've heard of Caucasians, and we break down the human race by, what nationality we are, because we like to know that we're different so we can keep our neighbors away from us.
Oh, such as?
I don't think Mars is open over there.
Jupiter's.
Cancer.
Moon children.
All right, well, Mars is closed, man. We'll call them tomorrow during the beginning of the show and see if we can find out what's going on with them, why they're letting somebody from Mars come in and open up, and why are they letting them make pet food. And does their truck accidentally ever get sent to M&M Mars in Cleveland instead of Franklin, and then they make chocolate-covered Whiskas?
Whiskas?
Or in my case, chocolate-covered pedigree. Because I buy pedigree for my dog, my puppies.
Wow, that's a high protein, ain't it?
Pedigree puppy food.
That's why they won't lay down at night.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying all kinds. I've tried puppy chow. They didn't like it. Puppy chow used to be one color. Now it's got all this like green, red, round thing. It's supposed to be like a pea. And then it's got a little red skewy thing. It's supposed to be meat. And then the puppy's got diarrhea, so I don't like that. And so I bought the plain old.
So you like the pedigree?
I just wanted some plain old puppy. We're just trying them all until they calm down.
Find the one you want.
They say when you buy a puppy, if you change their food from what they were used to, that it'll upset their little tummy and they get the diarrhea.
It's logical.
And kind of like you, when you upset your mouth with some frozen meat that you didn't know what it was, but you tasted it a couple of bites and then
didn't like it.
You said it was rotten.
I said something wasn't right with it.
Well, Matador, here's what concerns me.
I should have never gave it to my dog. They should have.
Well, normally a dog can eat anything rotten unless it must have been really bad.
It was really
something
bad.
Came out of your wife.
And I just took a couple of bites and it went and turned me upside down.
Here's what concerns me, Matador. Like, for example, when I buy, say I buy some pack of chicken, with
chicken.
eight pieces of chicken in, and you take 2 out, and you freeze the rest. You take 2 out and you cook them. All right, so I eat supper, and everything's fine, and I put that rest of it in the freezer. And let's say 3 weeks from now, I want to grill out some chicken, and I get that chicken out. That chicken that comes out of there is exactly in the same biological state, in a sense of whether there's mold or bacteria on it, as it was when I put it in the freezer.
Okay.
It didn't catch anything or start to decay while it was frozen. Now, here's 2 options for you. A, sometime during the course of that meat being frozen at your house, your power went out for several days.
Wait a minute.
And then you came home from one of your drunken weekends.
And
it refroze.
No.
And it rotted, and then you refroze it and ate it.
Well, it looked like pork chops.
I know.
It tasted like
poo-poo.
Yeah, I don't know. It had a. I don't know how human would taste, but it wasn't a human taste.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't a taste for human.
No, wait a minute.
I mean,
let me see your eyes.
Let
me see your eyes.
It wasn't. It just didn't taste like something like a human would eat. It tastes like it would be a horse or zebra or.
Look at my arm. Does this make you
Lord,
hungry?
what happened to you, son? You was bit by an alligator.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, I was just showing you my arm. Does that make you hungry?
No, it don't make. Get out of my face before I hit you in the mouth. Leave me alone.
I'm just wondering. We're talking about zombies, and here you are saying that something tastes like flesh.
Well, I think that the people.
How do you know what human flesh tastes like?
Well, that's what I was saying. In London one time, there was all these dogs are just jumping off of cliffs, killing themselves.
I never heard about that. I heard
no
about some
logical
lemmings that
reason
did
at
that.
all. Now humans are beginning to eat each other.
Well, they've
Cut
done that
hearts
for
out in the
centuries,
bar.
Matador. They've done that for centuries.
Something isn't right with that picture. I think I'm like Miss Hill. Somebody gonna have to start praying deeply.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm getting back to my theory
Come
of
on
how
back
you
down
ate
to earth.
bad meat.
That's bad meat.
Okay, there's only 2 options. A, you froze some meat after you cooked half of it for you and your son. Let's freeze the other half, son, for later. Okay, and we put it in the freezer. And then in one of your spells where you are gone for a couple of days at a time, you know, like where you forget where you live and stuff. And then when you came home, during that time, your power was out because you didn't pay your power bill or whatever.
Power's never
Or
been
the
off
refrigerator
like that.
went bad, maybe? Did you have a refrigerator go bad?
No, it's nothing with the power or anything like that.
Okay, so the meat was never unthawed, default thawed, and then refrozen while in that freezer, to your knowledge.
No.
Okay, so that leads me to the other conclusion, which is even worse.
Tell me about it.
B, you
Someone's changed bear meat.
came
Put
home
some bear in there. or
drunk, and your son had killed a goat or a rat and had skinned it because he was
No,
high with his buddies.
no.
And then when you came home, you said, let's freeze this and eat it later.
something. No.
And
I
you-
don't even know where the meat come from.
That's what I'm trying to say. Trying to help you here.
You think
resolve
somebody
your
gave me
situation.
some bear steaks?
It might have been skank.
It was a skank. It was a skank, that's for sure.
And you see, when you get a flank of skank, and it'll give you, and you don't yank, man, you will be sick until you go to the toilet and it stank.
I don't put that kind of meat in the freezer.
Well, then
It
why
had
was
to
there?
be deer, but this here was bear or something. It was in another dimension.
Well, now,
of taste.
now the other day, about a month or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, you were thanking somebody in here, and I believe was it Dog
Don't go there.
They had brought you some meat. Yeah, some deer meat, or what was it? Some game fish, or what was that? Somebody brought you something. You're like, well, thank you so much for bringing that. I put it in my freezer.
I think you playing a trick on me now. I ain't talking nothing nowhere.
Well, I do remember that
Well, why can you remember? No, I don't, by God.
because, well, you were drunk.
Oh, is that what you're trying to say?
No, I remember somebody being in here and saying, you said, oh, by the way, yeah, thank y'all. I had, y'all brought me somebody had been out hunting or something, and it was either deer or, what was it they said? A wild pig. Wasn't there? Didn't somebody kill a wild hog and gave you the meat?
This was like pork chops.
Well, that's kind of like a wild hog. Regardless, you've
But
had
anyway,
some irritable
I've
bowel problems.
been born again with it. Me and my dog both
Yeah.
died and came back to life.
And
We all right now.
right now, if I could remember what the gist of my story was, I would finish.
Okay, it was about the food process. It wasn't. It wasn't for human consumption.
Right, but it's lending me to think that you're leaning towards more human consumption of human flesh, like zombies.
Well, it looked like it could have been a leg been cut or something, or somebody didn't made a ham out of a leg. It was made like it looked like it come off of a human.
Well, they had this, we've been getting this flesh-eating disorder that some lady had to take a football-sized chunk out of her thigh of that flesh-eating meat. Now, you don't eat that.
And then still kept eating at her.
Of course, that could be one way to kill your tapeworm. I don't know. Maybe that would eat the tapeworm.
My God, John.
Anyway, Matadora, what I was going to tell you was we were going to call the pet food company and find out why they are owned by the company over here, if they're the same company that makes our candy, and do
Yeah,
they
see
ever
what this is all
accidentally
about.
mix them up and put dog food in our kibbles, chocolate-covered twigs and berries? I don't know. That's something we'll find out tomorrow. They're closed.
Well, it's just too much animal matter. They don't need all that to act like an animal. All right.
Neither does your animal.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Matador, coming up on in 10 days, on June the 14th, the UT University of Tennessee, the East Tennessee Ag and Education Center, that's the agricultural center,
Mm.
they're having a beef and dairy field day.
Ooh.
You know what that means? That means the cows and animals from the farm, they get to go out and have a field day, like where they do different, they'll run and they'll play tag and they swim and do
So
all
you
kinds
can have hamburger and ice cream.
Yeah, and chicken, fried chicken.
They said beef, not chicken. Pal.
Well, it says beef and dairy.
A dairy ain't no
That's like
chicken.
egg and bacon and
Is that
cheese.
dairy
and-
product?
yeah, anything comes from a barn.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you here. They're going to be talking about. They're having a big field day, and they're going to talk about beef cattle
Mm-hmm.
and dairy cattle.
Yeah, do they have beef horses?
Like how you get them out there and you graze these Holsteins, and how you take the heifers and milk them, and also your water options. Like, how do we water these cows without them getting some sort of disease? Fly control. We need to get old Haney Dairy up there to take us and tell them we work there so we can go to this thing and get some free food.
Mm-hmm.
You can compost for cattle. Feed them this real compost and makes them healthier. How do you make them more comfortable?
I'll be giving them an animal tranquilizer.
Have you seen them making water beds for cows now so they're happier?
But they just sit out in the field and nod all day anyway.
Yeah.
But you want baby's kids to be out there with a fly swatter when they get out of school, keeping the flies off of them. And then that's tenderizing the beef. They're going to hitting them with that fly swatter.
They're going to have a coffee and biscuits at 7:30, so I knew that's what you'd want to see.
Coffee and biscuits?
Yeah.
No, I'd rather see baby's kids whoop them.
What about that cow, that living cow that's got the hole inside of it with the window that you can see?
Well, let baby's kids do something with that.
Well, they'll
put rocks and gravels inside
retarded
and then screw it back in.
One of your retarded uncles will probably put a baby in it
and watch it home plank,
pretend like it's a washing machine.
Yeah.
Did you see them brothers he was babysitting, the brother put the babysitter's little black boy, put it in the washing machine?
Put who? They've got
the little baby, put it in there in the washer, and the thing started, and he panicked, and they're running around, and the Mexican had to help him.
Don't tell me they put a child in the washing machine.
Yes, that was old news. That was a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Mandor, let's try to call this for the UT Beef and Dairy Day, and tell them you just want to, it's only, $15 or something, or $10?
Well, just let me ask you one more time. Did this lady really bite a child's toes off and bite a hole in its head?
Yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, it's zombies. We're at the edge, what I call the crust, like a pie. We're just coming over the edge like an ant crawling into a pie, and you're just on that edge, that crust, nibbling, and then pretty soon you're going to drop down into the middle of that pie, which is Cleveland, Tennessee. They're on their way. They're on the edge, the crust, the crevasse
Bird City
of a zombie apocalypse.
Well,
so eat your pie.
You just got to shoot them in the head, or can you talk to them?
No, one shot in the head. Now, you don't have to use a gun. You can use an axe or a hatchet.
A knife.
You can decapitate them for the same exact result.
Wow.
But remember, don't
panic.
I am not a authority of this radio station telling anybody to go do that to anybody just because you think Granny's a zombie, Just because she's acting a little strange. It might just be a little old-timer sitting in.
Just duct tape them.
Yeah, don't wonk her in the head with an axe.
That's the way we do. We duct tape.
Where do you duct tape them?
You just throw them down, get their feet. You know how you rope a cow and you have to tie them in it.
You talking about your grandmother or a zombie?
Anything that don't fit the description. If you ain't comfortable with it, duct tape it.
All
and
right.
then ask the questions.
Yeah. Don't just lop the heads off of your neighbors and then say he's a zombie.
Well, you just have to tie him up a little bit.
Especially the first one, when they start coming, the police aren't going to understand. They're not going to believe you.
Don't you start drooling at them.
Now, once it happens and the panic sets in, then, even cops are going to be shooting innocent people in the head just because nobody wants to get bit by a zombie.
That's my gunpowder in
these things just walk around and poo-poo on themselves, and they don't care no more.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad. That reminds me, you did poo-poo on yourself. You might be a zombie.
You ain't never seen a zombie with a gold tooth, have you? No, not likely.
I saw him chewing on a face that had a gold tooth.
Oh, God, don't say that word. The children ain't going to be able to sleep tonight. Mama, he's chewing people.
Let's call about this beef and dairy day going on somewhere.
The party you have called East Tennessee Ag Research and Education Center.
Who that knocking at the window?
At extension 47201 cannot be reached. You may leave a message or transfer to another extension. To leave a message, begin speaking at the tone. When you have finished, push star, then pound, or just hang up. To transfer out of expressions, push 0.
Yes, this is Fro Daddy in the Matador. We're calling live on Whoop Radio in Cleveland, Tennessee, 99.9. We were wanting to talk to y'all about the UT Beef and Dairy Field Day coming up. My sidekick, the Matador, he's a very big into animals and also dairy. and he's trying to get into agriculture a little more and growing. So he wanted to be a part of this, and we want to talk to you live on our show. Give us a call, 423-614-5553. Check us out on the website, woopfm.com, and give us a call tomorrow on Tuesday, anytime after 3 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye. Yes. Well, we got, the UT Beef and Dairy Day coming up. We also have to call M&M tomorrow and find out how they got mixed up on their dog food and their candy plant.
So they won't be selling candy. It's going to be dog food.
I hope. I mean, it could be chocolate-covered Pedigree is what I'm worried about. Because I buy Pedigree dog food for my pups. And if they're owned by the same company, what if they ship, you know what I mean? They might ship the Nougat Center to the dog company and the Pedigree dog food to the company over here.
But it might not be it's not an M&M. It's just called Mars.
Right.
All right, but they don't say nothing about no M&M.
But you remember the Mars bar?
No.
You don't remember the Mars bar? That's kind of how it also got started. Animal, yeah, you don't buy dog food for Animal, do you? I mean, you just give him leftover frozen dead meat.
He eats when I eat. If I make a hamburger, a cheeseburger, he gets one.
Wow, okay. No wonder he's sick a lot.
No, he eats what I eat. He digests pretty good.
I thought you just said he's got the diarrhea pretty bad.
And he gets a bowl of cornflakes.
Every morning?
Yeah, every morning. On Saturday, most of the time, I give him a bowl. He likes shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat?
Shredded wheat.
Oh, shredded wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that sounds like he's eating pretty good anyway. You might be giving him too much fiber. Have you thought of that? I mean, they're not supposed to eat a lot of wheat and cereal. And
is that called diarrhea?
Diarrhea.
I
call it diarrhea.
Well, these is sweet. They're already
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes.
Oh, yeah, that's even better for him, yeah. Yeah, dogs are especially big on human food. You're supposed to give dogs a lot of human food.
Beef.
We hear that a lot.
Beef and fowl and fish.
Especially
fish.
Well, you've given him something foul already.
Yeah, and I had something foul, too. But at least my belly ain't burning.
Yeah,
I think that fungus killed something out of in my belly where it ain't burning right now.
I'd say, actually, if you mark my word, Mador, as much fast food as people are eating now, humans, that the dog life will be changed. Remember, you'd say, well, how old's your dog? Oh, 7. Well, in human years,
70.
You multiply it by 15, remember?
Oh, God, get real.
And that would be 105. That's 105 for you and me.
Well, how old is the boy now?
Or maybe it's 12 or 7 years, isn't it?
He's 4 years old. Yeah, 15.
7. If you're 20, I mean, if your dog is 10.
No, he's 4. How old would that make him now?
He's 4 years old?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be, I don't know, in my, what I thought, it was 60.
See, I know you was going to blow it out of proportion.
Maybe that's why he's got the renus.
He's only 4 years old.
Maybe it's 7 years.
No,
so he'd be 28.
4-year-old animal.
He'd be 28.
And you can't compare it to human years because human years ain't right. So he is a dog.
What I'm saying is humans are going to be dying sooner, so the dogs will be living longer.
It ain't what I read in the paper, that they are really taking care of cancer cells. They finding a way to beat the cancer cells.
Well, we may not die of cancer, but you're going to die of colon falling out from eating this crap we eat.
Well, they're getting rid of the stomach cancers and stuff, but they still going to have problems with the colon and the upper chambers, breast. But they really cutting it down.
The upper chambers?
Yeah, that's people that got big breasts, the cases in their breasts.
Yeah.
And then the main cases in their colon. So everything is been overlooked, and the man under the microscope, man with the microscope, is checking it out. A way to beat cancer.
Does a woman with big breasts, does she have a better chance of catching breast cancer?
No, the one with the big breasts is covered. They the ones that don't get to feel no pain because their pain is carrying those big breasts.
So your wife probably would never get breast cancer.
No, because her breath overwhelmed the cancer cells.
Her breath did?
In it. Her big breasts. So cancer cells don't have a chance because her breasts is...
I think that the cancer cells are just confused where to go because there's so many folds.
They can't set up shop because she has a whole new life inside those breasts and nothing's going to penetrate the cortex.
Well, you got that right. It looks like a...
I don't even...
Looks like the Michelin man with a tight bra on.
Well, you know, I bet you one of them babies weigh at least 50, 60 pounds.
Looks like a whole hog stuffed.
Because I picked them up before.
Ready for the grill.
They was really heavy, and they are pretty heavy. I said, don't these bother you? Well, if you don't hold them right, they'll hurt your back. I said, well, okay.
Did it hurt your back when you held it wrong?
Well, I had to get a firm grip under it to pick it up. She wears bloomers. She don't wear panties like your little girl does.
It's like throwing a big 50-pound sack of seed on a truck. You just
Basically, it is.
You kind of get it about in the middle and throw it over your shoulder.
Like I said, she wears bloomers.
Oh, I know, made out of that burlap sack the seed comes in.
And bloomers are as big as a 57-inch
The good thing is,
TV.
when you make them out of that mattress material you have to use with those burlap sacks, it's very absorbent, too, because I know she sweats a lot.
She don't do all that much
just
sweat.
sitting around.
She don't sweat.
And I know her catheter
don't get
leaks.
into that rectum stretching.
Well, her catheter has to leak a lot and all that. She has.
No, she's clean. She's pretty clean to be my spangelic.
Yeah. Smells like the honey wagon going by.
She's a sponge, I'm telling you, boy. You need to quit getting
She's soaking up your money.
Get rid of those, what do you call them? I got stickers.
Hey, I saw this thing, Matador. It was kind of interesting. It's down in Roxboro, North Carolina, and it's coming up here in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's called the Personality Festival. You ever heard of that?
Well, so you got a bad personality. You're biggest. I mean, you don't care who you hit in the head with a hammer, and you just walk on like you never did it. You shouldn't be like that. I think you need to get some help.
I'm preparing for the zombie apocalypse.
Well, I am too. I'm going with you home Friday.
You know, you can use a hammer but it has to be embedded all the way to the brain with one swing.
That would hurt somebody with a hammer.
You ever watch The
Walking
Walking
Dead?
Dead?
You just use pepper spray.
Did you watch that show, Walking Dead?
They won't lose their eyes, but they'll lose them for a few.
Who?
They won't take their eyes, but if you just hit them with some pepper spray or some maize, they're going to lose their sight for a little bit, but they won't lose it forever.
Hey, did you know, Matador?
You want to kill somebody forever.
Speaking of pepper spray, did you know that ladies at home and everything, buddy listening, if you get that real expensive wasp spray, Raid, you know, the kind that has the big nozzle and it says shoots 50 feet or shoots 30 feet, and it comes out in a big long stream, and it's a instant wasp killer. Did you know that's got the same stuff that pepper spray has, and you can hit that in the face of a dude, like if somebody walked in your wife's house, or of course yours would never be able to get up.
Well, thanks for telling me. Now I need to be something a little cheaper.
Then you buy that big old thing, and it's got a lot.
It knocks them right.
It's about $8 or $9 for a little old can.
It freezes them immediately.
Oh yeah, but
they don't even move once it hit them.
But if you accidentally have that thing backwards and shot yourself in the face, you'd be down. It'll take you down. And,
well, it won't take your eyesite just for a brief moment.
It will for a little while, and it swells up, and it's got that same stuff in there. And man, it'll take them. If a guy's in there with a knife, like I'm gonna get you, baby, and
hit him with that.
You know, where's your money, bitch? And you're like, hold on, there's a wasp above your head. Get it, and then you.
Yeah, you got it. He'll fall to his knees.
Ow! Ow!
He'll fall to his knees.
And then you turn them when they're bent over, holding their eyes. You hit them in the head with a big old wash bucket.
No, you duct tape.
Skillet.
You got the duct tape.
Well, you want to hit them one good time first.
So if you don't be still, I'm gonna hit you again with the spray.
But anyway,
put your hands behind you.
Use that $high, I forgot what it's called, high density instant wasp killer or something. And it's that reaches way out.
Yeah, but
like
don't
outdoor.
You watch it when it knocks them off their feet. They don't even move.
Well,
one shot.
Little things. You know what I do? I just scare them away and then knock their nest down so they can at least go build another nest. I don't kill them.
Yeah, you do.
Why would you kill him?
Well, because they tried to kill you. Remember when he stabbed you with that little stuck fire to you?
Well, that was just yesterday.
It was to protect their colony. Yeah.
No, it was because he got stuck between my shoe and my foot, and he's scared.
Well, I tell you what, for him stabbing me with that little point on his butt, I'm going to go ahead and shoot everybody up in here. So I wasn't going to hold with him. And it was so exciting. Everybody froze. The whole colony. Hey, something wrong with your feet, boy. Ain't no sense nobody's feet being webbed feet like that. Notice the web marks on it right now. Hash webbed.
That's I was showing everybody my bee sting there, in case you don't have a camera. Hey, Matador, let's call this North Carolina. It's Roxboro, North Carolina. It's called the Personality Festival. And I thought, with your personality, that you should be able to get into this festival.
Personality?
Yeah, it says here personality. We're a radio personality, aren't we?
Or do you got a personality, but yours really sucks. I'm trying to tell you, you're off the hook. I think you need to see Dr. Livingston.
I think you got a certain Westernality.
Western who?
I don't know. Remember that show?
You call me a personality. Don't call me a personality.
There's a Western oil commercial.
Oh, okay.
Well,
have you ever seen a psychiatrist before?
No, let's wait until Wednesday to talk about it.
Well, what's wrong with your feet? You just can't put them in people's face like that and expect for them not to say it.
Listen, my feet smell better than your breath. Be quiet.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're just going to get plumb teed off up in here.
Thank you for calling the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce. No one is available.
Oh, I thought it was a lady.
Right now. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and we'll return your call within 2 business hours. Yeah. If you'd like to speak with Gina Perkins, dial 1.
You want to talk to Gina?
For Marcia O'Neill, President of the Chamber, dial 101, and for Jeannie Bogue, dial 103. Thanks for calling, and make it a great day.
Please wait while I try that extension.
We'll try Gina. I bet she's home. She's probably still working. Gina, Bobina.
Beep up, Gina.
This is my good foot. Like James Brown said, get up on the good foot. And this is my bad. That's the one that got swelled up. Look at that.
Is that where the bee stung you? That's where the bee stabbed you?
Yeah.
With his butt.
He injected me with his
venom.
Penile implantation.
Hello, you're reaching the mailbox of Jeannie Bogue. I'm sorry I cannot take your call right
poison.
now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll call you back as soon as possible.
It's like a barb.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Oh, you did good. Your whole face did.
He poon-jabbed me.
Yeah, he did poon-jab me.
Yes, Gina, this is Fro Daddy calling live on Whoop Radio, 99.9 FM. We're in Cleveland, Tennessee. Check us out on the web. It's woopfm.com. We were just calling about the Personality Festival coming up on the 22nd in Roxborough. And Matador here is quite a personality on the radio, and we were going to try to get him to your festival. Give us a call tomorrow if you can after 3 p.m. Eastern, from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, woopfm.com. And our number is 423-614-5553. And it's the Fro Daddy Matador Show. Bye-bye.
Yes. Well, what's happening?
Matador, I'm tired. I don't want to call anybody right now. You know what I want to do? I want to show you this thing I found.
It ain't about them zombies again, is it?
No, we're going to leave that up till tomorrow. But did you know that there's a Cleveland Amateur Radio Club? They celebrating their 50 years. They've been doing this Cleveland Amateur Radio Club. Now we're amateur radio.
You know what school to do that?
I want to call them and see if we can get in on it. WCLE, 104.1 over there. They had an old radio tower near where this old boy lived, and he was all interested in radio, so he kind of went over there. I think he climbed up on the tower and cut the line or something. Anyway, the Cleveland Amateur Radio Club is celebrating its 50th anniversary year. The first constitution of the club is dated June 22nd, 1952.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up here in June, about 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be 50 years they've been doing this. And what they do is they're these old what they call them, ham guys. They can talk to somebody over in France when the weather's right and the moon's in the eclipse and your ass is shiny or whatever. According to the information we got from the club minutes, the club's inception occurred about 3 months before their meeting, back in the early, late 50s, whatever. A group of aspiring hams, you're a ham, met after the last radio operator class was given by the Civil Defense at the old Bradley County Courthouse, and they decided to form a club, and they set up a little thing, drew up a charter and a constitution, whatever. And the original members, the charter members in 1962 was David Carr, Robert Carr, that was probably the Carr brothers, Rodney Carter, Glenn Clayton, Kenneth Cole, Raymond Coleman, Charles Daughtry, Henry Gatlin, Stephen Gatlin, they were probably brothers, James Hay, James Hicks, Steve Kiesler, Larry Ledford, Mike Pierce, Warren Perkle, W.L. Pittman, Don Rose, Jim Rubel, David Smith, Fred Smith, T.G. Spurl,
and
Ben Stevens, Jack Stewart, Jimmy Steele, and Joe Wilson. Glenn Clayton and Larry Ledford are the only 2 charter members who are still active. So we got to figure out how to get a hold of either Glenn Clayton or Larry Ledford. Fro Daddy, you're live on Whoop.
Yeah, if you said 1952, that'd be 60 years, not 50.
Well, that was a typo, I guess. It was, it's the banner. It was David Davis. What do you expect? Come on.
Okay.
He used to be friends. He's friends with Mark Grissom. That answers the question.
Is that what the trouble is? Okay. All right. But I knew my math wasn't real good, but I thought that was 60 years instead of 50. So.
Yeah. Hey, this is bad radio. What do you expect?
All right.
We're 10 years behind the times.
Well, yeah, I'm about 20 years behind. So.
We need to find Glenn Clayton or Larry Ledford. They're the only two active charter member or active members left with the amateur club.
I know some Ledfords, but I don't know Larry Ledford.
Whoever lives over on Johnson Boulevard, I think. In the old courthouse or clubhouse, whatever they called it back then. But anyway, yeah, we're going to try to figure that out because me and Matador, we're a very, what do they call that, amateur radio club. We're amateur
enthused.
So we're amateur radio. We ought to be involved.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. Our listeners don't miss much, do they, Matador? Because they are
don't.
very quick.
Ooh, chaka-laka-laka, boom.
Hey, I had somebody come by the other day, Matador, this little lady, and she had some flowers. You know, she came to my door, and nobody ever comes because I live back in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of scared, you know, because she had flowers in her hand. And she came up and she goes, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Oh, my God, you know, what happened?" Because I didn't know her. I didn't recognize her. And I thought she's run over one of my pups or something. You know, that's all I could think of.
Don't go there.
She goes, "I'm so sorry." She goes, "Your pups." And I go, "Oh, hell." She ran over both of them, you know, and I was about to cry. And she goes, "Are they here? Can I see them?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Well, I saw the sign up above your house here, and it says Slow Pups."
Says what?
Slow Pups, and I was wondering if there's anything I could do to help, you know, maybe help
speed them up,
teach them how to eat or anything. And I was like, "Oh man, you scared me to death." About the time they came up, you know, jumping up on her, and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. You look so cute though. You don't look slow, you know."
And they gonna turn out to be man eaters.
Frodad, you're live on Whoop.
Hey.
All right.
That Glenn Clayton lives on Old Parksville. I don't know his phone number, but he lives on Old Parksville there. I'm in the car. Maybe y'all have a phone book, can look him up.
Who's that?
He'd love to talk to you. That Glenn Clayton, Old Parksville Road.
Old Parksville Road. Oh, Larry. Yep. Glenn Clayton, you said?
Oh, yeah. He's a good old boy.
Glenn Clayton is?
Yep.
Old Parksville Road, Glenn Clayton. All right, we'll try to find him.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. We might get him by tomorrow, Matador.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get them coming here and talk to us about being. Nobody's better in amateur radio than us. I can guarantee you that. I think you're getting another phone call.
Well,
I thought you had learned to start turning it off when you come in on the show now. I guess not, huh?
Hello.
Well, hell, I've been so busy messing with you. I saw Bird Dog had logged on the chat room for the first time in a year and a half, and I missed him.
Yeah, I'm on the radio.
Yeah, Bird Dog, if you're listening, give us some sort of proof of life out there. Call us or chat with me or call and request Dave Evans or do something. Let us know you're still alive. Matt, let's see who Matador's talking to about dinner.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, I'm going to talk to you later. They're messing with me now with these microphones. They're putting them over here to hear my conversation. I'll talk to you after a while. That was rude. That was so rude.
Who are you talking to?
That was Melissa and Bella.
Bella? Hang on, you can move that microphone back. I try to put both microphones so I can pick it up better.
Well,
it's in stereo.
Just let me know that the Cliptos are in the hood.
You got your cap gun ready?
Them Cliptos don't mess around.
The Cliptos.
I mean, these are serious people. Will still. I mean, you drop $1 on the floor, you just might well say goodbye to it. They can say you dropped some change. Ain't nobody gonna tell you dropped no change.
Here's some advice, from me to you.
All right. Lock down.
Don't let them in your house.
Oh, I lock down, brother. Don't you think I do?
I know. And then they go, it's like the old movie Warriors, when they would fight. Warriors, come out and play.
You got to know
All
how
they got to do is they get 3 bottles of MD 2020 or 3 20s out there, and they click them together like this. Matador, come out and play.
And you really got a point there.
Matador, I have a 40.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, now if we start drinking and I pass out, are you going to take it? No. No, we won't take anything. Do you have any frozen pizza?
You need to quit it.
Do you have frozen pizza still?
I mean, it ain't funny when the Cliptos take you like that.
Matador, come out and play.
That is a bad thing.
Matador Warriors. And then the Kleptos, you wake up in the morning, your pants are down, you got a condom half out of your ass, and your TV's gone.
That ain't funny, man, but it's real.
I know.
And you can't make you can't make friends with a Klepto. I found it out the hard way. You just say, no.
What I want to know is what's going on with Bertha in the back while they're out there eating free pizza.
She's laying back there with a box of cookies, watching TV, being cool, and then I'm out here on the porch, and then the next thing you know, all my spoons are missing. Where'd they go? All my bowls, my spoons.
Well, I'd say they're over here at U.S. Money Shops. If you go there and check for the stereo and your weed eater.
And my towels. Evidently somebody's coming through having breakfast and taking a shower when they ain't there. All my towels. This is not cool. It ain't cool.
Well, there's probably 3 or 4 of them. Your big old wife's like, y'all better take a shower before you leave.
And then I had gold spoons. I had all kind of spoons they missing. Oh, my kleptomaniac homies.
Well, I want to thank Newcomer for calling in today. He's been a faithful visitor to our chat room on WOOPFM.com for a long time, and said he went to the Linsdale Bluegrass, and a little festival they have up there in the Linsdale community. They're I don't know how to describe Linsdale. It's somewhere between Bowater and 411, on that little road that cuts through there by that little Exxon or the Hardee's or whatever that is. What are you thinking about it?
Now you made me funny when you was hitting those 2 bottles together. Said, come on out and have a
Remember
drink.
that movie when they do the bottles? Warriors, clickety click. I've got some Old English 800.
I've got some MD 2020. Come on the porch.
I know you're not asleep.
Oh, Jesus, why me?
Yes, Matador.
Yes.
I've got to go to the rush and work out, and I do not look forward to this, but I'm going to do it. And hey, there was people over there giving blood for another 30 minutes, 38 minutes, whatever it is. They're doing it till 5:30. If you want to give blood, oh no, I'm sorry, it's 5:30. Wasn't it? You just SOL if you were going to give blood.
I think time is up now.
You're not big enough to give blood, though, are you?
No, I'm about 8 pounds. I mean, about 11 or 12 pounds underweight.
Well, listen, phone lines are back open. If you got something you want to say it to me now, because I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Matador's getting ready to leave here shortly, and tell you what we'll do. We'll leave it with a little bit of word of wisdom from the Matador here on a beautiful Monday, June the 4th, 2012. Proof of Life on the Fro Daddy Show at 5:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. That is, if the sun is shining and the creek don't rise. And the Great Spirit's has wind beneath our cheeks. Matador, anything you'd like to say?
Yes. Those 10 Commandments. Take you 1 or 2 of them and live by them on a day-to-day basis, but don't let yourself know that you're living by those 10 Commandments, which we really do live by 10 Commandments, if you really focus in on it pretty much so. And for my kleptomaniac friends out there, do take heed. The 10 Commandments is something that you really need to look into. One of them is, you shouldn't steal from no one. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't. I mean, I can see if you really needed it. And then I can't see if you really needed it. So, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And I sure don't think that I'd steal anything from you. Take it from me. I'd been better off if you asked to cut the yard with someone, earn your little change, and got what you needed. But anyway, so much for that. I mean, it's hereditary. If once you're a kleptomaniac, well, you will continue to be a kleptomaniac. So, birds of the feather flock together. I think you understand. Anyway, my Clevelandaires, Monday started out a little bit rough on us this morning. I come in after laying on it for 24 hours, just laying around. I should have been fresh. But when I got here, it seemed like the monkey king jumped on my back. But it's just one of these Mondays. But hopefully tomorrow will be better than today was. Anyway, good night, you guys, and may the great spirit of a common athlete be with you and guide you in the right way you should be going. Bye-bye.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Dodge it. Dodge it. Arrivederci that bullet.
Thank you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. They stole my radio, man.
Oh, they got your radio. That's
yes.
Good. You really enjoy hanging out with the people that steal from you, don't you?
That ain't funny, man. They took my radio.
Well, Matador, I'm out here too. Good night, and arrivederci, and don't let the screen door hit you where the good Lord split you. Bye-bye. Matador's got to go. Frodaddy's got to get out here too. It's about 3 or 4 minutes early, but got a lot of stuff going on. Got to see a man about a dog, and go put on my little sweatpants and go work out the rush. I'm going to get over there in time to see all these people that gave their blood, and now they're all dizzy and woozy and sitting over there drinking their orange juice and eating their cookie, and they got their new little T-shirt on. And all that other good stuff. So tomorrow, don't forget to tune in, 99.9 FM and WOOPFM.com. And thanks to all our new listeners out there and new viewers out there. And don't forget, I got room for one more sponsor for this month. I can get you in still for this month. Just be here tomorrow at 3 o'clock. First come, first serve. $300 check written out to WOOP. And you can help bring another month's worth of beautiful music, 24 hours a day, as well as 3 hours worth of crap every afternoon. Right here on the Frodaddy Show. You can say you helped do that. And not many people can. As P-Deb said, Matthews Pulls has set a record for the most pulls they've ever done. They've bought more liners than they've ever had to buy, and they're staying so busy, they're going to have to pull their ad because they don't really need it anymore. But they're so nice, they've left it on. You can't get too much business. That's right, maybe. And the Hodads. Frodad's going to get in here a little early, and I'm going to leave you with a little snippet, a little something special to help kill a few minutes before the 6 o'clock hour. Happy Tracks is on its way. Doug Mizell's on his way to play a little Happy Tracks for you and keep you busy from 7 to 9 tonight. Don't forget to call in live to him here at 614-5553 and request your song that you'd like to hear, and just give a shout out to Doug and Claire and the gang, and they might get your song on right immediately, and keep them updated on any activity going on out there that our Woosters need to know about here from 7 to 9. But Frodad's going to get out of here right now and leave a little something special for you, and I hope you like it. It's a little something special I did just for you and all that good stuff, such as, and so on and so forth. How about the Miss USA? Did anybody watch that last night with the genius, the only blonde left? I think she was from Ohio, and they said random question was, what role do you think women play in today's films, and do you think it's a positive thing? And give us an example. And she said, I just think it's lovely the way women are portrayed in movies. Sometimes it can be negative, but sometimes it's positive. And even when it's negative, the end of the movie always comes out to be something positive. For example, that movie about the prostitute, and she started out, she was a whore and everything, and then Julia Roberts is so lovely, and then she turns out real pretty because she's got jewelry and a pretty dress. How's my smile? Frodad's got to go. I know I'll see y'all, mostly tell all. Peace.
Ever had one of those days when nothing goes right? Your wife starts bitching about whatever it was she was bitching about last night. So you escape into the bathroom just to sit there on your throne. But after you finish your business, the toilet paper's gone. Well, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. Well, I was running late for work, so I poured me some coffee to go. And just before I had a flat tire, I spilled it all over my clothes. When the highway patrolman pulled up, I thought that help was on the way. But when he saw the tire tool in my hand, he shot me with pepper spray. Oh, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day, y'all can sing it, they're going to, for me to whoop somebody's ass. When I finally made it to work, I was 15 minutes late. I told my boss about the flat tire, but he fired me anyway. So here I am out in the parking lot, just waiting by his Corvette. I'm gonna give him a goodbye present that he never will forget. Let's sing together. Great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass.
You are listening to WOOP-LP, Cleveland, Tennessee. WOOP FM is a broadcasting service of the Traditional Music Resource Center, and we play America's original music.
Hi, everyone. This is Doug Mizell, the Duke of Whoop, with a reminder. Tune in to 99.9 WOOP FM every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and listen to Happy Tracks, the best head-bobbing, knee-slapping, toe-tapping 2 hours on radio.
I know that you've heard people say many, many times, you don't pass through this world, but once you get yours, and I'll get mine. But I've got a philosophy I believe I'd rather go by, and if you'll just listen, you may want to give it a try. Leave a lot of happy tracks as you go down life's road. Leave a lot of happy tracks everywhere you go. Leave a lot of happy tracks, and keep this in mind, others will have to follow in the path you leave behind. As you walk the tangled streets of life, notice your fellow man, and when he gets in trouble, lend him a helping hand. Sow good seeds in your fields of life as you go along. Let others reap your happiness a long time after you're gone. Leave a lot of happy tracks as you go down life's road. Leave a lot of happy tracks everywhere you go. Leave a lot of happy tracks, and keep this in mind, others will have to follow in the path you leave behind. Don't ever use a good friend or a personal gain. To gain wealth and lose one friend would only be in vain. Let your happy tracks be many, leave them everywhere you go. Others will have to harvest each and every seed you sow. Leave a lot of happy tracks as you go down life's road. Leave a lot of happy tracks everywhere you go. Leave a lot of happy tracks And keep this in mind, others will have to follow in the path you leave behind.
I got a woman just as mean as she can be. Yeah, got a woman just as mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost as mean as me.
Well, I ain't bragging, but it's understood. When old Jerry do something, sure do it good. I got a woman mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's just about mean as me. Yeah.
She got shapely hips. She makes old Perkins flip. I got a woman mean she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost mean to me.
Make a little coffee, drink a little tea, but just jelly's the thing for Jerry. Got a woman mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost mean as me. Yeah. Hey, Carl.
One for the money, two for the show, three to get it ready, now go tell Joe to don't. Couple my blue suede. You can do anything but lay off my blue suede.
Yeah, you can burn my house, you can take my car, you can drink my liquor from an old brew jar. Do anything, honey, you wanna do. But honey, lay off all them shoes or don't. Step on my blue suede shoes. You can give it any other, but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Yeah.
With tear-filled eyes, walked in off the street of the uncommonly wise, into the church meeting with this story he came. Sometimes angels and strangers are one and the same.